The waiting has been torturous. Anticipation filled with anxiety. Jason Kidd is coming back from major surgery. Can he cure the ailing Nets? Wow! What an offensive showing.
Richard was like, you have no idea.
How did he find him?
You know what I mean? With a huge smile on his face.
Kidd has always been the man, the face of the franchise, and he's taken the Nets to unprecedented heights. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. The captain is back. It's a little bit earlier than expected, but Jason Kidd returns tonight to Continental Airlines Arena and back to his normal pregame routine, the entrance, the media session, and working out before the game, getting that shot ready for real game action. The Nets and the Toronto Raptors, the return of Jason Kidd tonight on Yes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Meadowlands. Hi, and Eagle, along with Kelly Tripucka. Two simple words pretty much wrap up the feeling here at Continental Airlines Arena. He's back. Fans anticipating this moment. The team anticipating as well. Jason Kidd coming back to rejoin his teammates tonight.
And maybe one of the few times he's going to be nervous, because there's going to be a lot of anxiety felt by Jason Kidd, but certainly the NBA is built on stars. Number 5 is a star right here in New Jersey.
Kidd has not suited up since May. That's when the Nets took on the Pistons, Eastern Conference semifinals. Tonight, Jason Kidd just happy to be back in action.
I don't want to be a distraction, but I just want to help the team out, try to get some easy baskets, play some defense. And, I'm not going to put any high expectations, but, the biggest thing that I want to do is win. And so hopefully I can help the team win tonight.
Distraction? I'm not sure the Nets players are looking at Kidd as a distraction. What are you looking for tonight for Kidd to provide here for his team?
Well, Ian, certainly you can't be a distraction when you are the attraction, and he will be tonight. And what does Jason Kidd bring to the table? Well, just a flair for the game, a personality. He has all the tools, the wizardry as far as passing and dribbling skills, the ability to penetrate, the ability to shoot the ball, but more importantly, the ability to make his teammates better. He continues to do that. He is the guy to watch this evening.
And the numbers speak for themselves. Since Kidd came to New Jersey, with him in the lineup, Nets have been as good as anyone in the Eastern Conference. Without him, Nets have had their problems, obviously, this season. That has been well pronounced. There is a curiosity factor here at the Meadowlands tonight. The presence of Kidd back on the floor. Nets and Raptors will have more reaction from Kidd's teammates when we come back. The action tonight here on the Yes Network. Nets and Raptors coming up. First meeting of the season between these two teams at the Meadowlands. Jason Kidd will see his first action since Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, and it's no surprise his teammates are excited to have him back.
In my own biased opinion, he's the best point guard in the world, and when you have the best point guard in the world, you're going to get open shots, and it's just a matter of you capitalizing off of his strengths.
It's definitely one of those players that makes you run the floor harder, because you're going to get easy baskets, and it just makes you play the right way. It's contagious the way he plays.
I was talking to RJ, Richard, and Richard was like, you have no idea. You know what I mean? With a huge smile on his face.
We'll have the starting lineups and the opening tip when we come back. It's Nets basketball here on Yes. As we take a look at the Nissan starting lineups, Eric Williams up front with Alonzo Mourning and Jason Collins. There he is, Jason Kidd, the starting point guard tonight, first time all season. He is joined by Richard Jefferson in the backcourt. Chicken wings and a hamburger in Cleveland. That's the kind of work that I bring to the table.
Did you have that as well?
I didn't have it as well, but the fact that I got that information. I'm not going to tell you the hotel. I don't want to put them out of business. Jason Kidd, his first action of the season. It comes in game number 17. The Nets are 4-12. But amazingly enough, just 4 games out of first place in the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, that is the Atlantic Division, a race probably all season long.
Kidd, microfracture surgery on his left knee performed on July the 1st. And moments ago, Nets PA announcer Gary Sussman introduced Kidd to the crowd.
And in his 11th year from California, 6'4", number 5, welcome back, number 5, the captain, Jason Kidd!
And there is a general enthusiasm around this team, what has been such a tough first month of the year. Kidd coming back about 8 to 10 days earlier than the first anticipated date that was thrown out there mid-December.
Well, you never know, particularly well-conditioned athlete and a guy that puts his mind to it as far as Jason Kidd is concerned.
And tipped out by Bosch.
It's not a very physical Toronto team. They've got some size, a lot of athletes, but not much bulk there.
Alston rejected by Mourning. Here comes Kidd on the move. He's got Jefferson on the wing. Out of bounds. So a Kidd jump shot from the wing and a Kidd transition attempt.
And also some defense. Alonzo Mourning, again, continues to block shots with regularity. You'd think after one season and the grind you go through, you'd learn to eat a little bit more, almost have the type of appetite you have. But Bosch has not gotten to that point yet.
Carter throws up a brick. Woo. Here's a break.
That wasn't even close.
Kidd leading it.
Pretty good, and that's a good look for Collins as well. Struggling a little bit offensively, but 15 foot, he should be able to make that.
Alston, extra feet around the perimeter. Woods will take the jumper. Air ball. And Kidd. Lead feed.
Well, the pace is what we have not seen in quite a while. So even though they have not connected yet, Jason Kidd coming down, drops it off to Collins, and there you get a look at an opportunity that you will get when you play with Jason Kidd. Just run, get yourself open, and expect the ball. Keep your head up, because otherwise it'll bang off your ear. And remember, too, they've lost 3 in a row, the Toronto Raptors. This is already their 13th road game of the season. They've lived on the road, to say the least.
Williams coming off his best game as a net. Jump hook.
An excellent post-up player, at least the last 2 or 3 weeks. Eric Williams, nice job in the paint.
Richard Jefferson on Jason Kidd, quoting, "I just can't wait for my first lob. I'm getting a lob. I'm calling that right now."
Well, he's got 48 minutes to do it. I'm not sure if Jason Kidd's going to be out there for 48 minutes, but he's going to have to pick his spots.
Well, they will monitor the minutes of Kidd. Could be somewhere in the area of 20 to 25. Inside, Williams the flip, and a foul called. So Kidd setting up Williams on the fine, and he does earn a trip to the free throw line. The communication is going to be important as well. Williams has never played with Jason Kidd.
Well, I don't think it's going to be real difficult, because if you're a basketball player, you just go back to your comfort zone. Just get yourself open and be aware of where Jason Kidd is, because he will find you. So in that regard, it's about back to basics for these guys. Just play.
Williams off the mark on the first attempt. Now Jefferson, a back-in. Shot clock is down to 5. Three-pointer. Williams back of the iron. And rebound tip to the corner. Kidd's got it. Kidd finds the cutter. Collins has it rejected by Lauren Woods.
Good help defense there. Hustle play to get a second possession, and an inside pass. As Kidd comes up with it, you'll see along the baseline, head up, and Collins has an opportunity, and that was denied by Woods.
6:24 mark of the first. Jason Kidd will get his first breather as Travis Best comes in to replace him. That's his first. So Kidd, he logged 5 minutes, no points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. That's down by 1. Bob Lorenz in the pregame show spoke with Lawrence Frank, and he asked him, will the team run more now that Kidd is back on the floor?
You know, we'll see, but I would imagine that we'll definitely have more fast break points than we've had in the past. But it's not just on Jason's shoulders. I mean, we need everyone to contribute. It starts, obviously, with our effort level that we put forth in the defensive end, and then we need 5 guys getting out wide and running hard. If just one guy's running, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Well, the official number in the first 5 minutes of action when Kidd was out there, 8 fast break opportunities.
I was tired.
Yeah. It really doesn't affect the color commentator. It's the play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to really break it down.
Well, you won't admit it, though.
No.
I'll tell the truth.
Chris Bosh at the free throw line after the foul on Williams.
Going back to what Lawrence had to say, it's certainly very true that, you know.
End of one in the return of Jason Kidd. Lawrence Frank limits Kidd to 5 minutes in that opening quarter. And the Nets trail after one, 22-16 to the Raptors. Second quarter action is coming up next, right here on Yes. Experience unique opportunities such as participating on court or celebrate a birthday and save when you buy group tickets. For information about how to get your group involved, call 1-800-7-NJ-NETS. That's 1-800-7-NJ-NETS. Placards handed out prior to tonight's game. He is back, number 5, Jason Kidd. Right now, he's sitting. Back in the Meadowlands, Raptors 32, Nets 24. Jason Kidd back on the floor. The plus-minus, we'll keep an eye on that throughout the night. -1 with him out there, -7 with him on the bench. Eric Williams comes in as well, along with Alonzo Mourning.
It's really interesting because they got a small backcourt with Vaughn in with Kidd.
And Jefferson back on the floor. Kidd knocks down the jumper. Jason Kidd gets into the scoring column.
Maybe a little slippery hands and then diving on the floor. You go back to what you know how to do. You don't worry about those things, but this is nice to see. Steps into that jump shot, under control, knocks down the elbow jump shot for his first 2.
Right here on Yes.
Bobby Richardson.
That's your guy? Well, her guy is Jason Kidd, Jamana Kidd, on hand, watching her husband get back to the family business.
Halfway down there for Marshall and didn't get it.
38-31 Raptors. Jefferson crossover. Over to Kidd. There's the lob. Jefferson the catch and the lay-in.
It's pretty.
Not sure that's the kind of lob that Jefferson alluded to, but it'll work.
I don't think he'll count that one.
Excellent step by Jefferson going to the rim. Kidd, the lob to Jefferson. The result is all that counts. A bucket for the Nets, but they trail by 8. Jason Kidd is going to stay on the bench. The Kidd has looked good, but just a little bit off on certain plays so far.
Again, inactivity has a way of doing that, even to the best of players, and Jason Kidd certainly hasn't lacked the hustle and determination. He's still going to try to play his game, and even though just a little bit off, his presence still means so much more.
Kidd, there's right around the minutes we talked about, between 20 and 25. If you average it out, he's at 11 right now, and probably will not play the rest of this first half. 2.5 remaining in the NBA. We have hit halftime, 47-42. The Raptors leading the Nets in the return of Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd, of course, making his long-awaited debut of the season after missing the first 16 games. Everybody anticipating J. Kidd being out there, no matter how many minutes he would play. Shortly thereafter, Kidd, nice move. Works his way, side of the key, drops it in. His first points of the season. It was the only field goal that he would make. Nets within 6. As the Nets down by 5 at the break in Jason Kidd's first game. Now, speaking of Jason Kidd, how did he do? 11 minutes of action. We heard in the pregame that from Lawrence Frank that he was going to limit his minutes, obviously, coming off the knee surgery. And you can see a little bit rusty as Jason Kidd, a few errant passes in his first game action of the season. But there were some bright moments, a couple assists for J. Kidd in those 11 minutes. And he was 1 of 3 from the field. Now, we threw a spotlight in the highlights on Chris Bosh, and this is why we will be back with complete post-game coverage immediately following the game. Enjoy the second half. Ian and Kelly on the backside right after this.
In the Atlantic Division, Knicks have the top spot, 8-8. Boston a game behind, then Philly, then Toronto, and the Nets just 4 games back as Jason Kidd returns to the lineup here tonight. Jason Kidd was asked about the fact that the Nets are still in this thing.
Coach shared with us, you know, the way certain teams started last year, Miami being one, of how they got off to a slow start. And it's not how you start the marathon, it's how you finish. And there are a lot of games to be played, but we can't use that excuse that we have 67 games to play. We have to concentrate on tonight's game and try to get this one under our belt and push forward.
And for Kidd, a 3-month rehab, 6 days a week, physical therapy, working out on the court, working out in a swimming pool. And here he is, about 9 days ahead of schedule, with the Nets trailing 47-42 as we get ready for third quarter action.
It's a very lonely process. Anytime you go through an injury, it doesn't matter who it is. You feel like the lone man out on the island because they say you're a part of the team and they want you to be around the team, but really the team goes on.
Yep.
They have to, and you're kind of left by yourself. You shoot by yourself. You're standing over there, and you just don't feel into it. And really, it's a very difficult thing to go through, a lonely thing to go, and that's why so many players itch to get back to being a part of the team, but being on the floor.
So Jason Kidd is not going to start the second half.
That's surprising.
Daniel Marshall on the Raptors with a 57-52 lead. Jason Kidd returns. He will play along with Best. Jefferson untouched for the flush.
That was just a quick move, and I'm not sure Marshall ever anticipate how quick Richard Jefferson can be. It's almost as if Carter knows exactly ahead of time what Kidd is going to do. He's made a couple of great plays, but how about this for quickness? Jefferson gets the pass and right to the hole. Where's the defense? Non-existent as Jefferson flushes it home.
Turnover number 14 for the Nets. Plus minus with Kidd in there. +2 the Nets are. -6 with him on the bench. Raptors with a 9-point lead. 3:04 remaining. Third quarter. Shot clock at 10. Shot clock is down to 5.
Trying to isolate Jefferson again.
Kidd's going to have to put it up. A 3. He's got it.
Good patience there offensively. Tried to get Jefferson down low. He was double teamed. The open man straight away was Jason Kidd.
And a timeout. Vince Carter has come alive. Travis Best called on that personal foul. Jason Kidd, his first 3 of the season.
I'm still amazed how Bosch got that ball back from Scalabrine.
66-61, under 2 minutes to go now in this third quarter. Back in by Kidd. Fade away. He's got it. Jason Kidd on target.
Taking advantage of his height there down low against Alston. Steps away from him. Tough little shot along the baseline.
Alston will shoot 2.
Watch Jason Kidd, gets the post feed. Now he knows he's got a smaller player on him. Backs up, but then steps away. Turns over that right shoulder. And that was nothing but net.
Kidd to the bench. 15 minutes for Jason Kidd. 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists.
Well, now you figure based on those
moments
numbers.
of the third quarter, they keep scratching at the surface here. We'll score. Raptors. Take a look at the AXA Financial game summary. Jason Kidd's line tonight, 7 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds at 15 minutes.
And if he kept them from going baseline, it would have been difficult to get a shot off in time.
Again, the plus minus we will continue to monitor. +1 with Kidd, -6 with Kidd on the bench.
They deferred to Violet Palmer, and she made the call. And I thought she had said over the top, but they're just going to give it back to the Raptors.
Alston swings it out. Bosch's jumper doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Kidd. He can twist and contort his body in midair.
To make those difficult shots easier than the simple ones.
20 points for Carter, under 2 minutes to play. The Nets down by 3. Kidd for the tie. He's got it!
They had a switch defensively at that time, and a good read from Jefferson.
84 with a minute 42 to play. Bosch whips it over to Rose, met by Williams. Rose gets it back for the jumper. No good. Kidd trying to rebound it, and Bosch saves it to Kidd. Nets have a 5-on-4 if they hurry. Each team with a full timeout and a 20-second timeout remaining in a tie game, 86-86. Plus minus for Jason Kidd. With Kidd on the floor, the Nets tonight, +6. Without him, -6. We talked about Lawrence Frank keeping an eye on Kidd's minutes. And he's going to finish right around that 20-minute mark like we discussed before action began. Nets and Raptors, 86-86. How about Kidd's performance here?
I mean, considering that you don't have a crystal ball, but I think, you know, anytime you sit out that long and come off a major injury like he's come off of, this is pretty much what you get. You know, again, he's looked comfortable. At times, though, you see the rust because of the ball handling and trying to do a little too much because of the excitement.
But there's no doubt he has lifted the play of the team. Nets going to hold for one.
They will. Good decision to look up at the clock, and Mourning doing a great job to keep it alive.
4-second difference, shot clock, the game clock. Kidd with 7. Kidd makes his move. A bounce for Jefferson. Jefferson driving. A bump. Count it! With 7.1 left to play. Timeout, Toronto. Nets 88. Raptors 86. Wow, the play from Alonzo Mourning to keep that ball alive and keep the possession alive. The key there. And the heads up
Sam Mitchell's going to put a lot of quickness in for the Raptors on this possession. But again, it usually goes through Vince Carter. But you've got to remember, they've got 3-point shooters in Rose, in Marshall, in Alston, in Lamont Murray. So you can't fall asleep and get drawn into the paint, because there can definitely be a kick out.
Raptors still have a 20-second timeout left if they have trouble getting it inbound. 7.1 remaining. Rose will toss it in. Nets 88, Raptors 86. Rose pump fake into the hands of Carter. Guarded by Kidd. Carter makes his move. Carter to the rim. It comes off.
Wow.
Rebounded by Jefferson, and it's over. The return of Jason Kidd, and the Nets rally for the win.
It pays to be lucky as well, as I don't know how that ball came out. But the Nets, with Jason Kidd on the floor, sometimes that's how things turn out when you got your best player.
The Nets hold on for an 88-86 win over the Toronto Raptors. How close was this? Vince Carter, off the penetration, got a clean look, and it rimmed out. Jefferson, the game winner. Carter unable to tie it with time winding down. And the Nets squeeze out a victory at home against the Raptors. 88-86, the final. Thanks to our producer, Frank DeGrace, director, John Wilson, supervising producer, Woody Fryman. The executive producer of the Yes Network is John Filippelli. Join us. The Nissan postgame show is coming up. For more on the Yes Network, log on to YesNetwork.com.